talked about Evans, we talked about Godwin and Russell Gage, but really after that, this is a very young and inexperienced receiving core. And I'm sure you're not afraid of that because your job as a coach is to coach these guys up. And there is some real legit talent there. And let's start with a guy that you drafted just this year in Trey Palmer. What have you seen from this guy? I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did in the draft. Maybe it's just because he was kind of a one-year wonder in Nebraska after being in a logjam of wide receiver with all those talented LSU guys. He got a chance to shine. But this guy's speed is legit, is it not?
Oh, it is. It is. And our guys felt it right away. He had a couple deep routes in rookie minicamp, and then the first week against all the vets as well. He showed up, and you mentioned the motions and all that. Like, he legitimizes all of that, and they got to honor his speed every single snap. And anytime you get a really, like you said, I'm surprised he lasted that long as well. We were ecstatic to have him. Anytime you have a guy with that much speed, all you're trying to do is make sure he plays with that much speed every single snap. And that's all it is. And Trey, as a personality, I don't know if you have a chance to talk to Trey yet. Oh, my God. He lights up the room. He is amazing. He's aggressive, and he cares a lot. It means a lot to him.
He doesn't lack any confidence either.
No, but he lacks zero confidence. All right. And if you go into LSU and you don't have, and you're lacking a little confidence, all right, you're gonna get trampled on. So I'm sure they helped grizzle him that way. But Trey's been a phenomenal guy to work with. A guy who, if you challenge him, he will rise up, and you can coach him hard. And that part's fun because a lot of the times there's a kind of a people, oh, he's a track mentality. Like, I don't know how tough-minded he is, but that was not what our scouts said about him. That's not what I felt when I interviewed him in Indy. And it's not what he's shown this offseason at all. He's different cut from all those other speedy guys that come out. He just a great example of it. He had, a great practice, phenomenal practice, a couple big catches against the vets. And then he had one drop late in practice, and practice concluded, we're walking off the field, and there's Trey in the middle of the field, and he's beating himself up over it. I'm like, hey, Trey, listen, this is going to happen, the ebbs and flows of practice. It's all good. I really appreciate, that you take onus to it. It means a lot to you. And he's like, well, it's not going to happen again. And lo and behold, he comes out the next day, catches every single ball. He's hitting the jugs after practice. So he's a guy who takes all this stuff really. He takes the coaching to heart, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to just coach him hard because he's risen up every time you've challenged him.
As a coach, you got to love that mentality that he has. Is it safe to say that he isn't a one-trick pony in terms of he can do more than just the go route, even though he has that speed?
He can. And I think it kind of showed in Nebraska a little bit when they used him in the slot too, which is an interesting component for him, just having the experience of being in there, not necessarily having to run the full tree. But some guys, when they go down inside, it kind of throws them in a loop because the game's completely different. But that's what excites me for him. You could throw him at X, right? You could tell him to win vertically, to own his footwork like we were talking about before. He's a big one for all the underneath stuff. He needs to own his footwork because we know he can run a go ball.
Right.
But then also his experience in the slot at Nebraska, they did a lot with him there. To be able to stretch the field vertically from inside, that helps us. That helps us with Chris. That helps us with Mike. That helps us with whoever else is on the field, with Cade Otton and with even the running game. If you want to run through the middle of the field, and those backers have to carry 3 vertical, like that's some real speed, right? Imagine some of our guys, Levante David. He's been in the league for a while, and he sees some legs at number 3, and he's got to carry him. It's like that's hard. So that stuff's really exciting that he has all of that under his belt. A lot like we were talking about with Mike, like he's done these things before, so it makes it a little bit easier to plug and play in different spots.